Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Workplace shooting. Multiple people are dead after police say a gunman opened fire on his colleagues.
A Beloit car dealership's owner shares video and pictures of last week's theft. We get a good look at the crooks who stole 8 vehicles.
And supporting our vets. A special lunch serves hungry customers, all while thanking local veterans. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Several people are dead after a shooting at a rail yard in California.
Police and fire crews responded to the scene. The FBI is now looking for a motive. Claudia Cohen has the latest developments from San Jose.
My mom called me this morning saying that there was a shooting going on.
Terrifying moments at a light rail yard in San Jose, California on Wednesday. A gunman opening fire, at least 8 people killed. Authorities say the gunman is also deceased.
This still is an ongoing investigation. We do have multiple agencies here helping us out with law enforcement side.
The incident unfolded at the Valley Transportation Authority rail facility at around 6:30 a.m. local time. Santa Clara County Sheriff's officials say they received multiple 911 calls of shots fired. Deputies arrived on scene to learn of multiple injuries and casualties, including VTA employees. Authorities say the suspected shooter was also a VTA employee, and that's likely how he had access to the building.
There was a rescue operation, so pretty much we formed multiple tactical teams that came into the building to extricate victims out.
A bomb squad was on scene working to clear the building after explosive devices were reportedly found inside. The VTA provides transit throughout Santa Clara County. VTA Chairman Glenn Hendricks says trains were already out on their morning trips when the shooting happened. Light rail service was suspended as the investigation took place.
VTA is a family. People in the organization know everyone. This is a terrible tragedy, and we will do everything we can to help people get through this.
That was Claudia Cowan reporting. Investigators are also looking into a fire at the suspect's home a few miles away from the shooting scene. They think it started right before the attack. A Rockford man is charged in the city's second murder of the year. 31-year-old Stephen Johnson is in the Winnebago County Jail. Rockford police say he shot and killed Ezekiel Ingram on Webster Avenue January 10th. Ingram was hit several times. He died at the hospital. His family is having a candlelight vigil for him in about an hour. Hear from them coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 9 and 10.
It's been nearly a week since thieves broke into a local car dealership.
Police have surveillance video and pictures of the men they're looking for. So far, detectives haven't had any luck tracking the crooks down. Rachel Perry talked to the dealership owner. Rachel, most of these cars have been recovered.
Yeah, Mimi and Eric, a total of 8 cars were stolen from the dealership last week. Beloit police have since found all but 2 cars. The owner of BK2 Auto Sales caught the guys on camera. He tells me they stole over 60 sets of keys.
We have not seen a lot of this, especially this large scale where 8 of them are taken from a dealership.
In surveillance video, you can see several men walk into BK2 Auto Sales on Broad Street around 11 p.m. Thursday, May 20th. 2 of them, both wearing masks, are seen rummaging through the main office. At one point, they both duck down. Then, you can hear one reference the car keys and safe.
They're in a safe.
Beloit Police Lieutenant Dave Elrod told me the group went back multiple times, stealing 8 cars throughout the night. Right now, they think this was random.
There's been a string of these, and I can't say if they're related or not, but there was some in Illinois. There was some over in Racine County earlier this year. So I don't know if it's related to those or if this is just a random act.
Lieutenant Elrod says 6 of the vehicles have been found, and a majority of them are in okay condition. But BK2 owner Alex Kezeniak tells me one car was lit on fire and left in a cornfield. He shared these photos with Eyewitness News showing the damage. Lieutenant Elrod recommends all dealerships take precautions.
And I would say this to other dealerships in the area is to make sure that your keys for your vehicles are locked up in a safe and not accessible by other individuals.
BK2's owner says he's still missing a 2005 Dodge Taran and a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee and tells me he has amped up the security. If you recognize the people in the video, call the police. Eric?
Thanks, Rachel. If you live in Illinois, be on high alert the next time you get a text or email. According to Secretary of State Jesse White, scammers are sending unsolicited texts and emails. The messages claim to be from the Secretary's office and ask for personal information like your social security number. The state advises you not to click on suspicious links or provide sensitive information. Coming up tonight at 9 and 10, we'll show you how to spot the signs of a scam. With sunny days in our forecast, more people will be out and about. And the healthcare industry sometimes refers to this as trauma season. It's due to the number of people who go to the hospital as a result of a traumatic injury caused by the use of motorcycles, ATVs, jet skis, and bicycles. Many of these activities are done when it's warm out. Dr. William Cowden's a trauma surgeon at Mercy Health. He says these injuries are common. However, there are some preventative steps that we can take to keep ourselves safe.
Helmets are a big key, so motorcycles and bicycles, protective gear as well. Obviously, another huge point of prevention is avoiding alcohol, illicit substances, etc.
Dr. Cowden stresses these safety measures are important in order to avoid long-term effects.
Moving off campus and listening to lectures online was certainly difficult for many college students. But the pandemic made nearly 200 undergrad biology students at the University of Illinois even more determined. Students were categorized into different groups like white, ethnic, minority, and first-generation college student. They answered questionnaires throughout the semester and shared motivation levels, learning goals, and personal life challenges brought on by the pandemic. The researchers originally thought motivation would decline, but it was the exact opposite.
We're starting to see shortages in healthcare workers, and I think, we are training a generation of really smart, well-educated, energized, new, science people.
The study is now published in the Journal of Microbiology and Biology Education. Just in time for the return of live entertainment, a Rockford theater gets a facelift. Improvements are being made on the Coronado's marquee. Those repairs include refinishing rusted spots, repriming, repainting, and replacing mechanical systems. Crews are also working on installing LED lights to the iconic sign. But those involved with the venue say a global light bulb shortage means it might be a while before we see the marquee all lit up.
The supply chain is getting a little dicey for those from China. So we might just move forward with the rest of it and do the light bulb change when it's available.
Upcoming big-name Coronado events include comedian Gabriel Iglesias on October 15th and Straight No Chaser October 24th.
Heartland Hospice and Northwoods Care Center of Belvedere host their third annual drive-thru lunch. Hot dogs, brats, and chips are on the menu. Donations were collected. Proceeds will go towards Vets Roll. Organizers say in the past they've been able to send one veteran to the Vets Roll trip in Washington, D.C. They add they hope they can do the same this year.
It's been a lot of fun, and again, the support in the Belvedere community and Rockford and outlying areas really has been amazing. I mean, it's in, like I said, such a short amount of time to have this many people come out to support Vets Roll and be extremely generous in their donations has been just wonderful to see.
Heartland Hospice also plans a Memorial Day program Friday afternoon at 2. U.S. lawmakers move towards approving billions to improve the nation's aging roads and bridges.
Coming up, the plan being called a down payment on a bigger deal yet to be made in Congress.
And new at 6, a mistake or was it planned? We'll answer a question about some oddball light poles along I-90 in Boone County.
Temperatures made it into the low 80s this afternoon. Another warm day, but not quite as muggy as what we felt the last few days. But we're going to see a big cool down here over the course of the next couple of days. Find out if that'll last into your holiday weekend. Coming up here in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
A major infrastructure bill passes out of a U.S. Senate committee.
The more than $300 billion measure is part of a bigger deal being worked on by GOP senators and the White House. Rashad Hudson has more on what it could mean for roads across the country as he keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Mr. Chairman, the yeas are 20, nays are 0. With a unanimous vote, the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee advanced the Surface Transportation Reauthorization Act of 2021.
With this legislation, we can begin to modernize our highway programs, do so with policies to address safety, equity, and climate at the same time.
West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito says the $303 billion plan focuses on traditional infrastructure like improving roads and bridges,
while providing states and communities the flexibility that they need to address their unique transportation needs.
Lawmakers are calling this bill a down payment on President Biden's American Jobs Plan, the massive infrastructure bill coming from the White House.
Let me be clear, though, there's still a lot of work to be done on infrastructure in this Congress. We know that.
The new reauthorization also includes funding for electric vehicle charging stations and making roads more bike-friendly, something Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth says will help people with disabilities.
That these types of initiatives actually help people with disabilities significantly by creating an interconnected rail pedestrian transportation infrastructure network.
The new bill needs to finish making its way through Congress before the existing surface transportation funding expires in September. In Washington, Rashad Hudson.
We had another beautiful day as we reached into the 80s again.
But a major cool down is on the way, and with it, more rain, maybe some storms. When we come back, Candice tells us about the big changes coming our way.
And the next time we see Aaron Rodgers in action, it'll probably be on the golf course.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, following some of those showers and thunderstorms late last night and very early this morning, we were quick to clear out from that cloud cover, leaving us with a mostly sunny sky and warmer temperatures, too. A little on the windy side. A live look with a Mercial Skytrack camera out over downtown Rockford. Just some of those flat, fair weather cumulus clouds kind of scattered about our skies here. That'll continue through this evening. We are going to stay dry. Winds will subside a little. They've been a bit on the gusty side from the west and northwest at about 30 miles per hour. But as we get closer to sunset and thereafter, the wind will lighten up. Temperatures very comfortable at 80 right now in Sterling, 77 in Freeport, 75 in Monroe, 81 our temperature here in Rockford, 80 for our weather watcher Bob. On the southeast end of Rockford, checking in with a dew point temperature of 48 and had 0.4 of an inch of rain. Much needed rain that came down from last night. Not something that everybody saw, kind of as that line developed late into the evening. But we've got some big changes coming up. Series of cold fronts and colder air, unseasonably cold air mass coming in here over the next couple of days will really bring those temperatures down. So we go from 82 degrees today to a high tomorrow of only 63. So hope you were able to enjoy the sun-filled skies because we're going to fill that cloud cover back in beginning late tonight. And all of this has to do with our next storm system working down across the northern Rockies. This will sweep in our direction here as we go through the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So we are nice and quiet through the night tonight. Notice though by tomorrow morning our cloud cover does begin to thicken up. We should stay dry during the morning hours tomorrow. There is going to be a system that develops later on this evening well to the west. This will be pushing closer to the Mississippi River by the morning hours tomorrow, but it should be weakening. So I'm not too concerned with any significant activity for the morning hours. Could be a couple of showers that work in mid to late morning, but we should see that rain coverage kind of increase as we get a little bit further into the afternoon and then into the evening. Some stronger thunderstorms potentially down to the south. As we get into the late evening hours and overnight on Thursday, area of low pressure begins to move closer to us. As it does, we could see an increase in some of the rain and even a few thunderstorms heading into tomorrow evening. And then our winds begin to shift around to the northeast on Friday, so that means a very cool air mass. We keep the cloud cover around and we are going to see a couple of showers that'll be lingering into at least the afternoon on Friday. Now there is a risk for severe weather kind of focused here across parts of the plains from Missouri into southern and central Illinois, but a portion of the area under that marginal risk with any thunderstorm tomorrow evening could contain some gusty winds, so kind of something to keep an eye on as we head into tomorrow evening. And the placement of that warm front is going to be key. We start tomorrow off in the low 50s, a comfortable start, but the cloud cover increases. This does not allow our temperature to warm up much. Notice we stay in the low 60s for tomorrow afternoon. You see some of the warmth down to the south, that warm front lining up right along that Interstate 80 corridor. And along and south of that is likely where we're going to see some of those stronger thunderstorms. We don't cool off too much Thursday night, but we do not warm up much at all for Friday afternoon. Highs on Friday in the low to mid 50s. 51 degrees. That's where we head for the overnight tonight. A comfortable night, 63 for tomorrow. Cloud cover increases during the day. Look for those midday showers and thunderstorms by the evening. Temperatures in the low 50s for Friday. Overnight lows dropping into the 40s. Guys, I wouldn't be surprised if some outlying areas Friday night could get into the upper 30s, but we clear out, dry up, and warm up for the weekend.
But we're talking about mandatory jacket weather soon again. Thanks, Candice.
Scott's in next to talk sports. He says the White Sox have the best bargain in baseball on their pitching staff right now.
And Aaron Rodgers has a whole lot going on away from football. Might he discover he doesn't need the sport anymore?
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Carlos Rodon continues to exceed all expectations this season for the White Sox. He was fantastic again today against the Cardinals. In 6 innings of work, he allowed only 4 hits and 1 run. He struck out 10 batters. Unfortunately for him, it was a wasted effort because the White Sox lost to the Cardinals 4-0. Rodon is the best bargain in baseball right now. He's 5-1. His ERA is 1.29. He's doing all this while working under a 1-year contract for only $3 million. That's dirt cheap for a quality starting pitcher. Give the White Sox credit for giving Rodon one more shot. He'd been a disappointment since he was drafted 3rd overall in 2014. He's battled one injury after another. But the Sox decided in December to re-sign him to a 1-year deal. And right now, that not only looks like the best offseason move by the White Sox, looks like the best offseason signing in all of Major League Baseball. So the Packers, most of them, are getting in some more offseason work at their OTAs in Green Bay. Meanwhile, it's turning into the offseason of where's Rodgers? He's been doing it all, hosting Jeopardy, going to the Kentucky Derby. Now he's vacationing in Hawaii with his fiancée and another Hollywood power couple. And now there's news that July 6th he'll be appearing in one of those made-for-TV golf showdowns. He'll team up with Bryson DeChambeau to take on Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson. That'll happen in Montana. It'll be shown on TNT. I've got to admit, that's an enticing foursome, and it'll produce excellent TV ratings. Seems like Rodgers is enjoying the good life right now, soaking in his MVP season, and maybe all this fun could make him arrive at the decision that he doesn't need football anymore. I doubt it, though. He has too much competitive fire still. He still enjoys picking apart defenses. He enjoys being part of a locker room. I do wonder, though, if some of his teammates might start to wonder how committed Rodgers is to the team and to winning a Super Bowl when he's got all this other stuff going on. Just maybe a few of them might decide they'd be okay moving on from Rodgers if it does come down to that. Lastly, a big tip of the cap to Tiger Woods. Here he is posing for a photo with a 10-year-old girl, Luna Peroni. She has a rare form of bone cancer. He ran into her while at a park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Peroni's an avid soccer player. Tiger took a moment to encourage her, telling her to stay strong. Now that's a champion. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Our First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Nice and clear for us here this evening. Our skies will stay mostly clear through much of the night tonight, but cloud cover increases. Rain showers moving in by tomorrow afternoon. Could be some heavy rain with a few thunderstorms by Thursday evening.
All right, thanks, Candice.
And thank you for spending time with us. Stay safe.